Hare Krishna, everybody. Welcome back to the daily readings of Srila Prabhupada's books, where we take a trek with him through the universe and through the pages of the Srimad-Bhagavatam. So let's first read Srila Sanatana Goswami's beautiful prayer to the Srimad-Bhagavatam to enlighten us further and help us go deeper into the subject and into our own spiritual lives. Yeah, you made it. I wondered if you were going to make it. The Srimad-Bhagavatam Mahima Stotram from the Sri Krishna Lila Stava by Srila Sanatana Goswami. And it goes like this. Sarva Shastabdi Piyusha Sarva Vedaika Satpala Sarva Siddhanta Ratnadya Sarva Lokaika Drikprada. O nectar from the ocean of all scriptures, singular fruit of all the Vedas, rich mine of the precious gems of all conclusive truths, you are the only giver of sight to all the worlds. Sarva Bhagavata Prana Srimad Bhagavata Prabho Kalidwan Dotitaditya Shri Krishna Parivartita. O life air of all the Supreme Lord's devotees, O Master Srimad Bhagavatam, you are the sun risen in the darkness of Kali. You are the exact image of Sri Krishna. Paramananda Pataya Prema Varshaksharayate Sarvada Sarvasevyaya Shri Krishnaya Namostume. I bow down to you, who are supremely blissful to read. Your every syllable pours down a flood of prema. You can always be served by everyone. You are Sri Krishna himself. Madeka Bando Matsangin Madguro Man Mahadana Manistadaga Madbhagya Mad Ananda Namostute. My only friend, my constant companion, my spiritual master, my great wealth, my savior, my good fortune, my source of ecstasy, I bow down to you. Asadu sadutadayin atini chochatakara hanamunchagadachin mam premna rit kantayospuda. O bestower of saintliness to the unsaintly, O exalter of the most fallen, please never leave me. Always appear in my heart and my voice with pure love. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Okay, 8th canto, 3rd chapter. Gajendra's prayers of surrender. The king of the elephants is making a prayer that he learned in a different life, in his previous life as Indradumna, King Indradumna. And now he's repeating that prayer when he was in actually an emergency situation. There was no alternative. He was going to either die or get relief from Krishna. Text 3. The Supreme Godhead is the supreme platform on which everything rests, the ingredient by which everything has been produced, and the person who was created and is the only cause of this cosmic manifestation. Nonetheless, he is different from the cause and the result. I surrender unto him, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is self-sufficient in everything. Purport. In Bhagavad Gita 9.4, the Lord says, Maya tatamidang sarvam jagad avyaktamurtina. I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but everything rests upon my energy, just as an earthen pot rests on the earth. The place where an earthen pot rests is also earth. Then again, the earthen pot is manufactured by a potter whose body is a product of earth. The potter's wheel with which the potter is made is an expansion of earth and the ingredients from which the pot are made are also earth. As confirmed in the Shruti mantra, Yatova imani bhutani jayante, yena jatani jivanti yat pratyant abhishang vishanti. The original cause of everything is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and after being annihilated, everything enters into Him, Prakritim yanti mamikam. Thus the Supreme Lord, the Personality of Godhead, Lord Ramachandra, or Lord Krishna, is the original cause of everything. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. Krishna, who is known as Govinda, is the Supreme Controller. He has an eternal blissful spiritual body. He is the origin of all. He has no other origin, for He is the prime cause of all causes. The Lord is the cause for everything, but there is no cause for Him. Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma Matsnani Sarvabhutani Nachaham Te Shravastitaha. Although He is everything, His personality is different from the cosmic manifestation. Text 4. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, by expanding His own energy, keeps this cosmic manifestation visible, and again, sometimes renders it invisible. He is both the Supreme Cause and the Supreme Result, the observer and the witness in all circumstances. Thus, He is transcendental to everything. May that Supreme Personality of Godhead give me protection. Purport. The Supreme Personality of Godhead has multipotencies. Parasya Shaktir Bibidaiva Shruyate. Therefore, as soon as He likes, He uses one of His potencies, and by that expansion, He creates this cosmic manifestation. Again, when the cosmic manifestation is annihilated, it rests in Him. Nonetheless, He is infallibly the Supreme Observer. Under any circumstances, the Supreme Lord is changeless. He is simply a witness and is aloof from all creation and annihilation. Text 5. In due course of time, when all the causative and effective manifestations of the universe, including the planets and their directors and maintainers, are annihilated, there is a situation of dense darkness. Above this darkness, however, is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I take shelter of His lotus feet. Purport. From the Vedic mantras, we understand that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is above everything. He is supreme, above all the demigods, including Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva. He is the Supreme Controller. When everything disappears by the influence of His energy, the cosmic situation is one of dense darkness. The Supreme Lord, however, is the sunshine, as confirmed in the Vedic mantras, Aditya Varnam Tamasak Parastat. In our daily experience, when we on earth are in the darkness of night, the sun is always luminous somewhere in the sky. Similarly, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Supreme Sun, always remains luminous, even when the entire cosmic manifestation is annihilated in due course of time. Text 6. An artist on stage, being covered by attractive dresses and dancing with different movements, is not understood by his audience. Similarly, the activities and features of the Supreme Artist cannot be understood even by the demigods or great sages, and certainly not by those who are unintelligent, like animals. Neither the demigods and sages nor the unintelligent can understand the features of the Lord, nor can they express in words His actual position. May that Supreme Personality of Godhead give me protection. Purport. A similar understanding was expressed by Kunti Devi. The Supreme Lord exists everywhere, within and without. He even exists within the heart. Sarvasya chaham, riti, sanavishto. Ishvarak sarvabhutanam, riddhisher junatishtati. Thus it is indicated that one can find the Supreme Lord within one's heart. There are many, many yogis trying to find Him. Dhyana vastita tatgatena manasa pashantiyam yoginaha. Nonetheless, even great yogis, demigods, saints, and sages have been unable to understand the bodily features of that great artist, nor could they understand the meaning of his movements. What then is to be said of ordinary speculators like the so-called philosophers of this material world? For them, he is impossible to understand. Therefore, we must accept the statements given by the Supreme when He kindly incarnates to instruct us. We must simply accept the word of Lord Ramachandra, Lord Krishna, and Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and follow in their footsteps. Then it may be possible for us to know the purpose of their incarnations. Janma karma chame divyam evam yo veti tatpadaha chakva deham punar janma naitimam iti sorjuna. Bhagavad Gita 4:9. If by the Lord's grace one can understand Him, one will immediately be delivered, even within his material body. The material body will no longer have any function, and whatever activities take place with the body will be activities of Krishna consciousness. In this way, one may give up his body and return home, back to Godhead. Text 7. Renunciates and great sages who see all living beings equally, who are friendly to everyone, and who flawlessly practice in the forest the vows of brahmacharya, vanaprastha, and sannyas, desire to see the all-auspicious lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. May that same Supreme Personality of Godhead be my destination. Purport. This verse describes the qualifications for devotees or persons highly elevated in spiritual consciousness. Devotees are always equal to everyone, seeing no distinction between lower and higher classes. Panditak samadarshinaha. They look upon everyone as a spirit soul who is part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. Thus they are competent to search for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Understanding that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the friend of everyone, Suridam Sarvabhutanam, they act as friends on everyone on behalf of the Supreme Lord, making no distinction between one nation and another or one community and another. They preach Krishna consciousness, the teachings of Bhagavad Gita, everywhere. Thus they are competent to see the lotus feet of the Lord. Such preachers in Krishna consciousness are called Paramahamsas. As indicated by the word Vimukta Sangha, they have nothing to do with material conditions. One must take shelter of such a devotee in order to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Text 8 and 9. The Supreme Personality of Godhead has no material birth, activities, name, form, qualities, or faults. To fulfill the purpose for which this material world is created and destroyed, He comes in the form of a human being, like Lord Rama or Lord Krishna, by His original internal potency. He has immense potency, and in various forms, all free from material contamination, He acts wonderfully. He is therefore the Supreme Brahman. I offer my respects to Him. Purport. In the Vishnu Purana it is said, Gunangs chadoshangs chanumune vyatita samasta kalyana gunatmako hi. The Supreme Personality of Godhead has no material form, qualities, or faults. He is spiritual and is the only reservoir of all spiritual qualities. As stated in Bhagavad Gita 4.8, by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Paritranaya Sadhunam Vinashaya Chaduskritam. The Lord's activities of saving the devotees and annihilating the demons are transcendental. Anyone annihilated by the Supreme Personality of Godhead gets the same result as a devotee who is protected by the Lord. Both of them are transcendentally promoted. The only difference is that a devotee goes directly to the spiritual planets and becomes an associate of the Supreme Lord, whereas demons are promoted to Brahmaloka, the impersonal effulgence of the Lord. Both of them, however, are transcendentally promoted. The Lord's killing or annihilating of the demons is not exactly like the killing of this material world. Although he appears to act within the modes of material nature, he is nirguna, above the modes of nature. His name is not material. Otherwise, how could one get liberation by chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Rama? The names of the Lord, like Rama and Krishna, are non-different from the person, Rama and Krishna. Thus, by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, one constantly associates with Rama and Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and therefore becomes liberated. A practical example is Ajamil, who always remained transcendental to his activities simply by chanting the name Narayana. If this was true of Ajamil, what to be said of the Supreme Lord? When the Lord comes to this material world, he does not become a product of matter. This is confirmed throughout Bhagavad Gita. Janma karma chamev divyam avajanantimam mudha manushim tanamashritam. Therefore, when the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Rama or Krishna, descends to act transcendentally for our benefit, we should not consider him an ordinary human being. When the Lord comes, he does so on the basis of his spiritual potency, sambhavam yatmamayaya. Because he is not forced to come by the material energy, he is always transcendental. He should not consider the Supreme Lord an ordinary human being. Material names and forms are contaminated, but spiritual name and spiritual form are transcendental. Verse 10. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the self-effulgent Supersoul, who is the witness in everyone's heart, who enlightens the individual soul, and who cannot be reached by exercises of the mind, words, or consciousness. The Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, purport. The Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna cannot be understood by the individual soul through mental, physical, or intellectual exercises. It is by the grace of the Supreme Personality of Godhead that the individual soul is enlightened. Therefore, the Lord is described here as Atma Pandipa, Atma Pradipa. The Lord is like the sun, which illuminates everything and cannot be illuminated by anyone. Therefore, if one is serious about understanding the Supreme, one must receive enlightenment from him as instructed in Bhagavad Gita. One cannot understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead by one's mental, physical, or intellectual powers. Text 11. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is realized by pure devotees who act in the transcendental existence of Bhakti Yoga. He is the bestower of uncontaminated happiness and is the master of the transcendental world. Therefore, I offer my respects unto him. Purport. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, the Supreme Personality of Godhead can be understood only by devotional service. Bhaktya mam abhijanati yavanyas chasmi tatpataha. If one wants to know the Supreme Personality of Godhead in truth, one must take to the activities of devotional service. These activities are called sattva or shuddha sattva. In the material world, activities of goodness, which are symptomatic of a pure brahmana, are appreciated, but the activities of devotional service are shuddha sattva. In other words, they are on the transcendental platform. Only by devotional service can one understand the Supreme. Devotional service is called naishkarmya. Mere negation of material activity will not endure. Naishkarmyam apyachuta bhavam varjitam. Unless one performs activities with reference to Krishna consciousness, cessation of material activities will not be helpful. In hopes of achieving naishkarmya, freedom from material action, many highly elevated sannyasis stopped their activities, yet they failed and returned to the material platform to act as materialistic persons. But once one is engaged in the spiritual activities of bhakti yoga, one does not fall down. Our Krishna consciousness movement is therefore an attempt to engage everyone, always, in spiritual activity, by which one becomes transcendental to material actions. The spiritual activities of bhakti marga, shravanam, kirtanam, vishnu, smaranam, padasevanam, lead one to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, as stated here, satvena pratilabhyaya naishkarmyena vipaschita. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is realized by pure devotees who act in the transcendental existence of Bhakti Yoga. The Gopal Tapani Upanishad 15 states, Bhaktir asya bhajanam tat iha mutrupadi nairat sinaiva mushmin manasak kalpanam etad evacha naishkarmyam. This is a definition of naishkarmya. One acts in naishkarmya when he fully engages in Krishna conscious activities without material desires to enjoy, either here or in the upper planetary systems, in the present life or in a future life. Iha amutra, anyabilashita shunyam. When one is freed from all contamination and he acts in devotional service under the direction of the spiritual master, one is on the platform of naishkarma. By such transcendental devotional service, the Lord is served. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Him. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Text 12. I offer my respectful obeisances to Lord Vasudeva, who is all-pervading, to the Lord's fierce form, as Lord Nishingadev, to the Lord's form as an animal, Lord Varahadev, to Lord Dattatreya, who preached impersonalism, to Lord Buddha, and to all the other incarnations. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the Lord, who has no material qualities, but who accepts the three qualities, goodness, passion, and ignorance, within this material world. I also offer my respectful obeisances unto the impersonal Brahman effulgence. Purport. In the previous verses, it has been described that although the Supreme Personality of Godhead has no material form, He accepts innumerable forms to favor His devotees and kill the demons. As stated in Srimad-Bhagavatam, there are so many incarnations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead that they are like the waves of a river. The waves of a river flow incessantly, and no one can count how many waves there are. Similarly, no one can calculate when and how the different incarnations of the Lord appear according to the necessities of time, place, and candidates. The Lord appears perpetually, as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 4:7, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice, O descendant of Bharat, and a predominant rise of irreligion, at that time I descend myself. In the material world, there is always the possibility of deviation from Krishna consciousness, and therefore Krishna and his devotees always act in various forms to curb such godlessness. Even impersonalists who stress the knowledge feature of the Supreme Personality of Godhead want to merge in the effulgence of the Lord. Therefore, here the word jnana ganaya indicates that for atheists who disbelieve in the form and existence of the Lord, all these various incarnations appear. Since the Lord comes to teach in so many forms, no one can say there is no God. The word jnana ganaya is especially used here to refer to those whose knowledge has become solidified by dint of their searching for the Lord through speculative, philosophical understanding. Superficial knowledge is useless for understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but when one's knowledge becomes extremely intense and deep, one understands Vasudeva. Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sidurlabhaha. A jnani attains this stage after many, many births. Therefore, the word jnana ganaya is used here. The word shantaya indicates that Lord Vasudeva is situated in everyone's heart, but does not act with the living entity. Impersonalist jnanis realize Vasudeva when they are fully mature in knowledge. Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sidurlabhaha. Text 13. I beg to offer my respectful obeisances unto you, who are the Supersoul, the superintendent of everything, and the witness of all that occurs. You are the Supreme Person, the origin of material nature, and of the total material energy. You are also the owner of the material body. Therefore, you are the Supreme Complete. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Purport. In Bhagavad Gita 13.3, the Lord says, Chetragyam chapimam vidi sarve chetreshu bharata. O scion of Bharata, you should understand that I am also the knower in all bodies. Every one of us is thinking, I am this body, or this is my body, but actually the truth is different. Our bodies are given to us by the Supreme Proprietor. The living entity, who is also Chetragya, or the knower of the body, is not the body's only proprietor. The actual proprietor of the body is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the Supreme Chetragya. For example, we may rent and occupy a house, but actually the owner of the house is the landlord. Similarly, we may be allotted a certain type of body as a facility with which to enjoy this material world, but the actual proprietor of the body is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is called Sarvadyaksha, because everything in the material world works under his supervision. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 9.10, when the Lord says, Maya Yakshena Prakriti Suyate Sacharacharam. This material nature, working under my direction, O son of Kunti, is producing all moving and unmoving beings. From Prakriti, or material nature, come so many varieties of living entities, including aquatics, plants, trees, insects, birds, animals, human beings, and demigods. Prakriti is the mother, and the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the father. Aham bija prada pita. Prakriti can give us material bodies, but as spirit souls, we are parts and parcels of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 15.7. Mamai vangsho jivaloke jivabhutak sanatanaha. The living entity, being part and parcel of God, is not a product of this material world. Therefore, the Lord is described in this verse as Atma Mula, the original source of everything. He is the seed of all existences, Bijam Mam Sarvabhutanam. In Bhagavad Gita 14.4, the Lord says, Sarvayoni Shukonteya Mortayak Sambhavantiyaha Tasam Brahma Mahad Yonir Aham Bija Pradapita. It should be understood that all living entities in all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature, and that I am the seed-giving Father. Plants, trees, insects, aquatics, demigods, beasts, birds, and all other living entities are sons or parts and parcels of the Supreme Lord. But because they are struggling with different mentalities, they have been given different types of bodies. Manak, Shastranindriyani, Prakriti, Stani, Karshati. Thus they have become sons of Prakriti, or material nature, which is impregnated by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Every living entity in this material world is struggling for existence, and the only salvation or relief from the cycle of birth and death in the evolutionary process is full surrender. This is indicated by the word Namaha. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Text 14. My Lord, you are the observer of all the objectives of the senses. Without your mercy, there is no possibility of solving the problem of doubts. The material world is just like a shadow resembling you. Indeed, one accepts this material world as real because it gives a glimpse of your existence. Purport. To paraphrase this verse, the objectives of sensual activities are actually observed by you. Without your direction, the living entity cannot even take a step forward. As confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 15:15, Sarvasya chaham ridi sanavishto matak smritir jnanam apovanam cha. You are situated in everyone's heart, and only from you come remembrance and forgetfulness. Chayeva yasya bhuvanani vibharti durga. The living entity, under the clutches of Maya, wants to enjoy this material world, but unless you give him directions and remind him, he cannot make progress in pursuing his shadowy objective in life. The conditioned soul wrongly progresses toward the wrong objective, life after life, and he is reminded of that objective by you. In one life, the conditioned soul desires to progress toward a certain objective, but after his body changes, he forgets everything. Nonetheless, my Lord, because he wanted to enjoy something of this world, you remind him of this in his next birth. Matak smritir jnanam apovanam cha. Because the conditioned soul wants to forget you, by your grace, you give him opportunities, life after life, by which he can almost perpetually forget you. Therefore, you are eternally the director of the conditioned souls. It is because you are the original cause of everything that everything appears real. The ultimate reality is your Lordship, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. The word sarva pratyaya hetave is explained by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, who says that a result gives one a glimpse of its cause. For example, since an earthen pot is a result of the actions of a potter, by seeing the earthen pot, one can guess at the existence of the potter. Similarly, this material world resembles the spiritual world, and any intelligent person can guess how it is acting. As explained in Bhagavad Gita, Maya Jakshina Prakriti Suyate Sachadacharam. The activities of the material world suggest that behind them is the superintendent of the Lord, the superintendence of the Lord. Text 15. My Lord, you are the cause of all causes, but you yourself have no cause. Therefore you are the wonderful cause of everything. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you, who are the shelter of the Vedic knowledge contained in the Shastras like the Pancharatras and the Vedanta Sutra, which are your representations, and who are the source of the Parampara system. Because it is you who can give liberation. You are the only shelter for all transcendentalists. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Purport. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is described herein as the wonderful cause. He is wonderful in the sense that although there are many unlimited emanations from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Janmad Yasya Yataha, he always remains complete. Purnasya Purnam Adaya Purnam Eva Vashishyate. In our experience in the material world, if we have a bank balance of $1 million, as we withdraw money from the bank, the balance gradually diminishes until it becomes nil. However, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is so complete. However, the Supreme Lord, the Personality of Godhead, is so complete that although innumerable personalities of Godhead expand from Him, He remains the same Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purnasya Purnam Adaya Purnam Eva Vashishyate. Therefore He is the wonderful cause. Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. Ishwarak Paramak Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govindak Sarvakarana Karanam. Krishna, who is known as Govinda, is the supreme controller. He has an eternal, blissful, spiritual body. He is the origin of all. He has no other origin, for He is the prime cause of all causes. Brahma Samhita 5.1. Even in this material world, we can understand that the sun has existed for millions of years and has given off heat and light since its creation. Yet the sun still retains its power and never changes. What then is to be said of the Supreme Cause, Param Brahma, Krishna? Everything emanates from Him perpetually, yet He maintains His original form, Satchidananda Vigraha. Krishna personally says in Bhagavad Gita 10.8, Mattak Sarvam Pravartate. Everything emanates from me. Everything emanates from Krishna eternally, yet He is the same Krishna and does not change. Therefore He is the shelter of all transcendentalists who are eager to get free from material bondage. Everyone must take shelter of Krishna. It is therefore advised, Akama Sarvakamo Va Mokshakama Udaradihi Tivrina Bhakti Yogena Yajeta Purusham Param. Whether one desires everything or nothing, or desires to merge into the existence of the Lord, he is intelligent only if he worships Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, by rendering transcendental loving service. Bhagavatam 2.10, 2.3.10. Param Brahma, the Supreme Lord, and Param Dhamma, the Supreme Repose, is Krishna. Therefore, anyone who desires anything, whether he be a karmi, a jnani, or a yogi, should try to perceive the Supreme Personality of Godhead very seriously, and all of his desires will be fulfilled. The Lord says, Yeyatam mam prapadyan yante tangs tataiva bhajam yaham. As the living entities surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. Even the karmi, who wants everything for his enjoyment, can get it from Krishna. For Krishna, supplying what he wants is not at all difficult. Actually, However, one should worship Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, for the sake of getting liberation. Vidashta sarvar aham eva vedyat. By studying the Vedic literature, one should understand Krishna. As confirmed here, sarvagamaya maharnavaya. He is the ocean, and all Vedic knowledge flows toward him. Therefore, intelligent transcendentalists take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sarva dharman parityaja mam ekam sharanam braja. This is the ultimate goal. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Text 16. My Lord, as the fire of Arani wood is covered, you and your unlimited knowledge are covered by the material modes of nature. Your mind, however, is not attentive to the activities of the modes of nature. Those who are advanced in spiritual knowledge are not subject to the regulative principles directed in the Vedic literatures. Because such advanced souls are transcendental, you personally appear in their pure minds. Therefore I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Purport. In Bhagavad Gita 10:11 it is said, Tesham evanukam partam aham ajnanajam tamaham nasyayam yatma bhavasto jnana deepena basvata. For a devotee who has taken the lotus feet of the Lord within his heart, the Lord gives spiritual enlightenment known as Jnana Deepa by special mercy from within. This Jnana Deepa is compared to the fire hidden within Arani wood. To perform fire sacrifices, great sages previously did not ignite a fire directly. The fire would be invoked from Arani wood. Similarly, all living entities are covered by the modes of material nature, and the fire of knowledge can be ignited only by the Supreme Personality of Godhead when one takes him within one's heart. Savai manak Krishna padartha vindayo. If one takes seriously the lotus feet of Krishna, who is seated within one's heart, the Lord eradicates all ignorance. By the torch of knowledge, one immediately understands everything properly by the special mercy of the Supreme Lord and becomes self-realized. In other words, although a devotee may externally not be very well educated, because of his devotional service, the Supreme Personality of Godhead gives him enlightenment from within. If the Lord gives enlightenment from within, how can one be in ignorance? Therefore, the allegation of the Mayavadis that the devotional path is for the unintelligent or uneducated is untrue. Yasyasya bhaktir, yasyasti bhaktir, bhagavatya kinchana, sarvaya gunais tatra samastate suraha. If one becomes an unalloyed devotee of the Supreme Person, of the Supreme Lord, he automatically manifests all good qualities. Such a devotee is above the instructions of the Vedas. He is a Paramahamsa. Even without going through the Vedic literature, a devotee becomes pure and enlightened by the mercy of the Lord. Therefore, my Lord, the devotee says, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Text 17. Since an animal such as me has surrendered unto you, who are supremely liberated, certainly you will release me from this dangerous position. Indeed, being extremely merciful, you incessantly try to deliver me by your partial feature as Paramatma. You are situated in the hearts of all embodied beings. You are celebrated as direct transcendental knowledge, and you are unlimited. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purport. The words Brihate Namaste have been explained by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Brihate Sri Krishnaya. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is Krishna. There are many tattvas, such as Vishnu Tattva, Jiva Tattva, and Shakti Tattva. But above everything is the Vishnu Tattva, which is all-pervading. This all-pervading feature of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is explained in Bhagavad Gita 10.42, wherein the Lord says, Atava bahunaitena kim gyatena tavarjuna vishtabhyam vishtabhyaham idam kritsnam ekankshena stito jagat. But what need is there, Arjuna, for all this detailed knowledge? With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe. Thus Krishna says that the entire material world is maintained by his partial representation as Paramatma. The Lord enters every universe as Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, and then expands himself as Kshirodakashayi Vishnu to enter the hearts of all living entities, and even enter the atoms. Andantadasta padamanu chayantadastam. Every universe is full of atoms, and the Lord is not only within the universe, but also within the atoms. Thus, within every atom, the Supreme Lord exists in his Vishnu feature as Paramatma. But all the Vishnu Tattvas emanate from Krishna. As confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, Aham Adir Hidevanam. Krishna is the Adi, or beginning, of the Devas of this material world, Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwara. Therefore he is described here as Bhagavate Brihate. Everyone is Bhagavan, everyone possesses opulence, but Krishna is Brihan Bhagavan, the possessor of unlimited opulence. Ishwarak Parama Krishna. Krishna is the origin of everyone. Aham Sarvasya Prabhavat. Even Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwara come from Krishna. Mattak Paratanam Nanyat Kinchidasti Dhananjaya. There is no personality superior to Krishna. Therefore Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that Bhagavate Brihate means unto Sri Krishna. In this material world, everyone is a pashu, an animal, because of the bodily conception of life. Yasyat mabudhi kunape tridatuke swadi kalatra dishubhauma ijadi yat tirtha buddhi salile nakarhachij jane shabigyeshu saeva gokaraha. A human being who identifies the body made of three elements as the self, who considers the byproducts of the body to be his kinsmen, who considers the land of his birth to be worshipable, and who goes to a place of pilgrimage simply to bathe rather than to meet men of transcendental knowledge there, is to be considered like a cow or an ass. Bhagavatam 10.84-13. Practically everyone, therefore, is a pashu, an animal, and everyone is attacked by the crocodile of material existence. Not only the king of the elephants, but every one of us is being attacked by the crocodile and is suffering the consequences. Only Krishna can deliver us from this material existence. Indeed, he is always trying to deliver us. Ishvara sarvabhutanam riddhishara junatishtati. He is within our hearts, is not at all inattentive. His only aim is to deliver us from material life. It is not that he becomes attentive to us only when we offer prayers to him. Even before we offer our prayers, he incessantly tries to deliver us. He is never lazy in regard to our deliverance. Therefore this verse says, Buri karunaya namo layaya. It is the causeless mercy of the Supreme Lord that he always tries to bring us back home, back to Godhead. God is liberated, and he tries to make us liberated. But although he is constantly trying, we refuse to accept his instructions. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam braja. Nonetheless, he has not become angry. Therefore, he is described here as Buri Karunaya, unlimitedly merciful in delivering us from this miserable material condition of life and taking us home, back to Godhead. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. We'll stop here, reading for tonight, 7:34. I have to stop early tonight, so I've only got until 7:50. Okay, open mic. Got a person who got ready for today to have some energy to ask a question. Bhakta Marcus, who beat us all. He ate 4 of them.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. So at the end of text 13, it says the impersonalist Gyanis realize Vasudev when they are fully mature in knowledge. However, in mantra 12 of the Sri Ashopanishad, it says the worshippers of the impersonal absolute enter into the darkest regions of ignorance. I was wondering if you could explain this more.
Well, you have to perfect your worship of Krishna in the form of the Brahmajyoti to enter into the Brahmajyoti. But when you do that, you lose your personal existence. So even though there may be a lot of light around, and even though as a disembodied soul you emanate light, because the Brahmajyoti is a whole bunch of souls together emanating light, you still are in ignorance. Because you don't know who you are, and you have no tendency, or you have a tendency, but you have no activity. The soul is active by nature. The soul wants to be active. The soul needs relationship to enjoy, to know. So the Brahmajyoti, even though it sounds like it's light, it's wonderful, and there is it's called the basis of enjoyment because it is a situation outside of the material energy. So it's a negative conception of enjoyment. It's a freedom from suffering. But it's still darkness. It's still ignorance. Therefore, the worshippers of the impersonal liberation still are in the darkness of ignorance. Because they don't know Krishna, they don't know anything about devotional life, and they can't serve, they can't use their potential, as a soul. Sat Chidananda Vigraha, the spiritual being, the soul, the body, the spiritual body, the form, the original personality of the soul, is made of Sat, Chit, and Ananda. Sat means eternity, Chit means knowledge, and Ananda means pleasure, or bliss, spiritual bliss. So when you're in the Brahmajyoti, you manifest the Sat feature, but your Chit and Ananda feature are still dormant. They're not manifested. They don't become manifested until you either see the Super Soul face to face, and then you get some Chit. And when you meet Krishna face to face and engage in loving devotional service, then you get Ananda. Mm-hmm. Then you're enlightened. Then you're full of light. You're full of love. You're full of. You're no longer in darkness. Hare Krishna. Yes, Prana.
That purport we just read, the last one, I don't know if it was 17 or 18, but that's always stuck out to me because I thought it's just a really nice point how Krishna is never inattentive to us, even before he's always attentive, rather, even before we offer prayers, and he's ceaselessly trying to deliver the conditioned souls. So, I mean, there's so much. Actually, I feel very, taken care of by Krishna. That's a very good feeling when I hear this. And also, I thought one philosophical point was that when Prabhupada said that but we, the conditioned souls, refuse to follow his instructions. Sarva dharman pratyaja But then he still so mercifully keeps trying. So a lot of people blame God. They point the finger. Oh, God doesn't take care of me, or God, does this to me, or whatever. Then there must not be a God, or whatever. But this kind of dismantles that theory. It shows that it's actually us rejecting God's help.
Absolutely. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's also said, Prabhupada used to say, we forget Krishna, but he never forgets us. And not only that, he goes with us wherever we go. Whatever situation we're in, whatever our condition, he's there with us. Therefore he's called, Suridam. Surit means his heart is always good towards you, no matter what you're doing. And if we're a pure devotee, then our hearts are good towards everyone, even they may be not doing so good. That's what it takes, to deliver conditioned souls. Prabhupada was so patient. It's unbelievable how patient he was. So many devotees would disappoint him and do things that were crazy and this and that, but he would never give up on them. And he just kept his positive attitude and kept preaching and being blissful. And that's Krishna. That's Krishna's, he stays blissful no matter what's going on. No matter what the situation is, he stays blissful, and therefore others can learn and become blissful. That's our desire, that's our goal, is to become transparent and blissful, under all conditions. And then we can become empowered by Krishna. Krishna Shakti Nahi Tara Tava Pavatan. Without being empowered by Krishna, you can't deliver other souls. Because the conditioned souls, everyone is so, conditioned, and they do so many crazy things, especially nowadays. This generation, this newest generation of millennials, they've got such strong, complexes of entitlement. They're entitled to everything, and therefore they act like it, and they act selfish and this and that and the other thing. But Krishna keeps loving them, and we have to keep loving them and try and keep trying. Never give up. Never become the enemies of our enemy, as Krishna said in the 12th chapter, Bhagavad Gita. What pleases Krishna? We're trying to please Krishna. So Krishna tells us in the Gita itself, he tells us itself what pleases him the most. And so if we want to please Krishna, then this is what we'll do. One who is not envious, but is a kind friend to all living entities, who does not think himself a proprietor and is free from false ego, who is equal in both happiness and distress, who is tolerant, always satisfied, self-controlled, and engaged in devotional service with determination, his mind and intelligence fixed on me, such a devotee of mine is very dear to me. He who by whom no one is put into difficulty, and who is not disturbed by anyone, who is equipoised in happiness and distress, fear and anxiety, is very dear to me. My devotee, who is not dependent on the ordinary course of activities, who is pure, expert, without cares, free from all pains, and not striving for some result, is very dear to me. One who neither rejoices nor grieves, who neither laments nor desires, and who renounces both auspicious and inauspicious things, such a devotee is very dear to me. One who is equal to friends and enemies, who is equipoised in honor and dishonor, heat and cold, happiness and distress, fame and infamy, who is always free from contaminating association, always silent, and satisfied with anything, who doesn't care for any residence, who is fixed in knowledge, and who is engaged in devotional service. Such a person is very dear to me. Those who follow this imperishable path of the devotional service and who completely engage themselves with faith, making me the supreme goal, are very, very dear to me. Hare Krishna. Shri Krishna ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Premanandi. So that's what we have to do. We have to practice being like that. And everybody that's sent to us, and every situation that's sent to us, if we can respond like that, then we become free. And then you can free others. You can't free others, actually, unless you become free yourself. To become free oneself means to become free from those contaminations, or to be like that, rather. Hare Krishna.
We've got 2 online.
Okay, let's go.
Rasa Rasika first.
Rasa Rasika, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my obeisances. We heard today, for a devotee who has taken the lotus feet of the Lord within his heart, the Lord gives spiritual enlightenment, known as Yanadipa, by special mercy from within. This enlightenment from the Lord from within, is this a rare instance of the Lord's mercy?
Yes. Bahunam janmanamante jnanavanmam prapajate vasudevat sarvamiti samahatma sudurlabhaha. Sudurlabhaha means very rare, rarely attained. After many, many births, bahunam janmanamante jnanavanmam prapajate, of searching for the truth, one who comes to Vasudevam Sarvamiti eventually. One comes to Vasudevam Sarvamiti. Everything is Krishna. Krishna is everything. Therefore we stop having friends and enemies. It's a Mahatma, that is the definition of a Mahatma, and that's very rare to achieve. And you cannot achieve that without getting Krishna's mercy. And you can't get that mercy unless you please him. And you can't please him unless you please his devotees. And if you try to make the conditioned souls devotees, then you become most pleasing to him. And you have to give 200 gallons of blood to make one devotee. So please, everyone, remember this. We're trying to do something here that's never been done before, to diversify this community and make Western devotees pure devotees. And I'll tell you, this generation, this millennial generation, it's not so easy. Not so easy. Just like it wasn't so easy for Prabhupada to make us. So if we become beacons of bliss and beacons of light, then we can do it. Beg for the mercy, beg to be pure devotees of Krishna, beg to be instruments in the hands of the Lord, beg to be, transparent, to be pure, and to be able to uplift others, no matter what their condition. Tolerate. This is what Chaitanya said. Trinadi sunijina, tadorapi suhishtana, amanina manadena, kirtaniya sadahati. Tolerate like a tree. Be humble like a blade of grass. Always give respect to others, no matter whether they give you respect in return. And then eventually, kirtaniya sadahati. You can chant Hare Krishna constantly, all the time. And then you'll be happy. Without cessation. Forever. That's it. 7:50. I'm going to keep my promise tonight. I've been going over everything. Oh, we got one more. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Vijay Govinda Das. Please accept
Hey, Vijay. Howdy Bol. Did you get my answer? I hope you did.
Right. Please accept my humble.
He wrote a wonderful letter, Vijay Govinda, appreciating the daily readings. It was so wonderful. I've known him since the late 80s in London. Hare Krishna.
please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Vijaya Govinda Das here, and great to hear the class live tonight. Question. Am I correct in assuming the message so far in this 8th canto seems to expand upon the Sri Ishopanishad message?
Yes. Vijay Govinda, he always was smart. He's from Ireland. Irish people are very pious. They make fantastic missionaries, as he is. He's a disciple of Shivaram Maharaj, and dear friend, an old friend. We worked together in London many, many years ago. Yes, Vijay, it is the message that everything belongs to Krishna, and therefore we shouldn't be possessive of things. We shouldn't think it's ours. Aham mameti. We should stop thinking that things belong to me, or that I am. Aham mameti, I am this body, and the things that are of this belong to this body are mine. When we stop thinking like that, and stop feeling like that, and stop acting like that with others, then we'll be blissful. And then Krishna can work the wonders from us, from within us, by His mercy. It's pretty simple. We just have to do what Krishna says. If we just do what Krishna says, then we'll be happy. It's not always so easy. Okay, that's it. I'm keeping my vow tonight. I'm going to bed early. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gajendra ki jai. The prayers of Gajendra ki jai. Samaveta Bhaktivinoda ki jai. See you tomorrow night. Same time, same place, same station. Hare Krishna. Hari Bol.